Hey, what's happening, everybody? All right, so I'm getting ready to upgrade my garden area a little bit. I talked about it in my last video, so I'm going to do some upgrades here. So what I did was I went out and I bought 6 T-posts, right? And I just put my first one in. Okay, these were, I think, 7-foot T-posts, maybe 6.5, something like that. So it'll give me what I want to do right now. And so what I'm going to do is my plastic thing here that's holding up the shade cloth, I'm going to put that on the back side of this, and that way it'll give it support. That way it's not bending anymore because my shade cloth dips. So drives me kind of nuts. So I'm going to put those the T-posts in, and then what I'm going to do is I have some 1/8 inch gauge wire rope that I'm going to make eyes around the T-posts, and then I have some turnbuckles, right? So I'm gonna have to make a bunch of eyes in that wire rope, and I have that. I have the tools for that. Little clips to make the eyes, and a couple of pieces that will keep them together so it doesn't come loose. And I'm going to string it from T-post to T-post all the way around my garden. And then that way, I also bought some tomato clips, or tomato, I can't remember what they're called, but they're little. They're kind of like big clamps, right? And they got twine wrapped around them. And you can wrap those around your tomatoes or cucumbers or whatever viney plant you got, and you can vertically grow them instead of letting them hang out on the ground and possibly get disease and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a couple of clips here as I go along, and I'll kind of keep you updated. But that's the plan right now. That's what I'm getting started to do here on a Sunday afternoon. All right, see you in a bit. Hey, so we're back real quick, and just give you a quick update. So I put in all of the T-posts, and I strapped my plastic poles to hold up my shade cloth. There we go. So I got all the T-posts in, up the shade cloth. All right, there's another one. Okay. Shade cloth is up. So I'm happy about that. I can actually walk under here without having to duck down, and I'm old, so I don't want to be jacking up my back anymore. So I put up the shade cloth, obviously, because here in Southeast Virginia, in the summertime, especially that first few weeks of July, it was brutal. It's like 95 degrees, 80% humidity, and the sun was just beating down. You can go back to my videos and watch. But here, like towards the end of next month, maybe in a month, 5 weeks or so, I'll probably take this shade cloth down anyway. As we get towards the end of September, the sun won't be so bad anyway. But this will be nice to have come next spring when I start putting new stuff back out for the new spring plant. So the rest of the day, I know I gotta water here. I didn't water this morning like I was supposed to. I forgot, so I need to do that now. I gotta water all the veggies. So I may start doing some of the wire rope right now. Again, it's 1/8 inch wire rope, and I'm just going to string it from one T-post, probably towards the top here, to the next. Okay, and then over this way, and then up to the front corner there. And I'll probably do one from this corner to this corner as well, and from here to here. But I'm not going to do it from here to over here, because that's where my door is, that's where I come in the garden. So I'll lose a little bit of space on that, but I'll also be able to go here from the center over to this one here in the center, so I can plant some stuff down right here. Not sure how much more I'll do here this fall, late summer, fall. I think I got everything planted that I want to get planted. I may have to try and replant some stuff real quick, but maybe the end of next month or so, I may plant some garlic, some shallots, because those are the things that you want to go over the winter time. Maybe not shallots. I gotta look that up. But garlic for sure. I want to do a bunch of garlic. So that way I'll have some garlic in the early summer. But yeah, anyway, I'm probably going to start working on some of the wire rope here. That's going to take some time. That may take me at least a few hours, and that might go into tomorrow, depending on how I feel. Not feeling too hot today, but everything's good. Hey, progress is progress. Got a little bit of progress done today. I'm happy with it. So I may keep going here. So if so, I'll see you in a little bit. If not, I'll be back on tomorrow. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning. It's about 9:45 on the East Coast. And yesterday, well, part of this video, I'm going to put it all together, but I put in these T-posts and then zip tied my plastic posts that hold up my shade cloth. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this wire rope. This is 1/8 inch gauge, and I'm going to make a loop. First one, I'm going to make a loop here around this. Obviously it'll be real tight so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to use a turnbuckle and another piece of wire and run it all the way around my garden here to the 6 T-posts that I put in yesterday. So that's the plan. So there's 3 pieces of this. You have the, and I don't remember the specific names of these, but this is what helps you make the loop. Right? It'll go something like that. And I'll have to work with it a little bit, but and then to join the 2 ends together, or at least get them in the same area, you got these little thing here. You see through it, see 2 pieces will go in there, and then close them together with that little piece there. So that's the plan right now on what we're going to do, and I'm just going to show this first one on how to make this loop, and this is the first time I've done this. So I tried to prep a little bit, right? So now what I did was I loosened the screws or the nuts and made that a little bit bigger so I can work with that here in a minute. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this on there. And what you'll need to do also is, you see that end, I just opened that up. So you'll need to whip those ends with something. I'll probably use like electrical tape or something here in a little bit. But hell, if I can even get this on there right now. You got to twist it. Be careful of your fingers. And I'm just making this worse. So I'll try and slip this through here. I'll probably cut part of this out, where you see me struggling here. See, because there's the wire rope there. It's got a bunch of little pieces to it, right? And so I'm trying to just make it skinny enough to fit in this damn thing. Here we go. All right, so So I'm going to make the loop as I put it around this. We're going to make this loop, and then I'm going to run it right back through that piece, and that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough, but we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. All right, so I'm going to try and bend this a little bit, try and help it out. And I'm probably doing this all wrong. Hopefully y'all give me some comments. But for the first time, you know, and for this loop, I may not even need this piece. I don't think I'm going to use that, because I really don't need an eye. I'm just, for this first one, I'm just kind of making a loop so I can connect everything else to it. Starting with the, I'll make another eye around one of those turnbuckles. So let me see if I can thread this thing through. Yeah, this thing's really kicking my ass. So be careful of your fingers. I can feel it cutting the tips. And I'm going to keep this going so you can see how much I struggle. So if you guys are interested in doing something like this, it's definitely not the easiest thing to do if you haven't whipped those ends. But I don't want to make it any bigger, because then it won't go through the this joiner here. And again, I don't know the technical terms for these things. Don't really care. All right, I gotta get some tools, which I didn't bring with me. Little pliers. I'll cut this part out. All right, so I just grabbed a little needle nose. Maybe try and help me out with this thing. Yeah, this isn't working so well. This struggle is real, folks. All right, let's see if we can do this. The pliers didn't help me out so much. Didn't help out so much. These ends are really a pain. We almost had it. Problem is you get one little strand that doesn't want to go in. I guess I got to think ahead a little bit too, because that would have been brutal. So make sure that you're around the T-post that you want to get into. That could have been bad. Could have been very, very bad. So those of you that were screaming, "Hey, dumbass, put it around the post," I got you. I got you. I may have to cut a bunch of this out because this is ridiculous. Make sure you go the right way when you're twisting your wire rope. Otherwise, you start unraveling it. I'm just trying to get a little piece of this done today. I got to go grocery shopping. I'm dreading that. Always dreading the grocery shopping because everything's so damn expensive. So hope everybody's doing well today. Hope you had a great weekend. And this just isn't going to work. All right, so I'm going to try something else here. I'm going to try, and this is probably a huge mistake, but I'm going to try and just cut this end off and give it about 2 inches. That shit went everywhere. So be careful when you cut the ends off. Wear your eye protection because that stuff just went everywhere in the floor of my garden, which isn't good because my dogs walk in here too. So I'm gonna have to get a magnet. All right, well, that worked. So cut off the end. Cut off the end, it gives you a nice clean end before it starts unraveling. And I'm putting this one all the way at the top. And of course I messed this one up too because I didn't put the other piece on. Didn't put this on first too, but that's easy. I'll just undo the bolts. Undo the nuts and bolts. Maybe. Okay. Put that back on. Throw your bolts back on. Don't tighten them all the way though. Don't tighten them all the way. And I realize I'm not in the shot for most of this, but that's okay. Kind of want you guys to see what I'm doing here. All right, so I think that's about as tight as I'm going to get it, which is okay. I'll show you guys here up close here in a minute. So what I'm going to do, I want to keep this tight. And then I want to secure this end down. And of course I can't find my very small socket set. So using a, let's see, these are on these things that I got off of Amazon. I'll put the link below on all this stuff to where I got it. But this is a 7mm. To close this thing up, and you're gonna have to make this tight. So you'll have to crank on it quite a bit. Yeah, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope you and your friends and family are all safe, healthy, and happy. It's Monday morning here in Southeast Virginia, probably about 10 o'clock now. I need to start wearing my watch again. I know probably over the next day, well, today, maybe tomorrow, I'll be working on this, and I won't bore you guys with trying to. I needed to go this way. No, I don't. Doesn't matter. I won't bore you with putting up the entire rest of this. So, like I said earlier in this video, or yesterday's video, or my last video, that sometime this week I'm going to go over storing some food. I mean, things are pretty expensive right now, but depending on how this election goes, if it goes the wrong way, we could be spending a lot more on groceries and everything else. So now might be the time to get some food if you haven't done it already. And I'm talking rice and beans, and I got some lentils. I put away some sugar and some flour already. There are some calculators out there on how much food you should have based on how many months you want, the number of people in your house. Like I got 4 adults still living here. Me, the wife, and 2 kids. The youngest is going to college, and the oldest came back and is working and making her way through some good things. So she's doing well. They're both doing well. My middle son doesn't live here anymore. He just moved down to Georgia, doing some good things down there. So, yeah, I got this eye on here now on how I want to do it. So let me cut this end off. But what I want to do before I do that is I want to make sure that the other end, the end that I cut off, the good end for the next eye, is doesn't split out, right? So I need to lash the end. So I'm going to grab some tape quick. Hang on. All right, so I just got some electrical tape. I don't want to use anything like duct tape that's going to, some of the glue will stick to this when I'm trying later to put the wire through the connector again when I got some extra stuff on there. So I don't want to do that. All right, so when you do this, just put the tape on and make sure you go in the same direction that the wire is turning. So you hold it. Okay, we got that. And now we'll cut. It's good. So now what I want to do too is also, I want to tape this end. I should have did that before, but whatever. This way I can just tape kind of the whole thing. I don't want to come by and poke my damn eye out. I know electrical tape, this isn't gonna, it probably won't last through the first rain. But that's okay. All right, I'm gonna check the, I gotta wind the wire back up, right? Keep your workspace clean as much as you can. All right, now I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna real quick tighten these up, make sure they're tight still, so it doesn't come undone at all. All right, and I think we're good. So let me throw this thing on. Let me throw this turnbuckle on. Eye hook, right? Put them all the way out while you do this. Okay, and let me get this. Excuse the jumpiness on my tablet. All right, so this is what we got. Okay, you got your wire, the connector that puts the two pieces in together. These pieces that's kind of cinches them down, makes it tight so they don't slip out. Here's my hole, and that's how I'm going to put the first turnbuckle on. Okay, and that's going to go over to that T-post. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run from this T-post here, right, over to that T-post, over to this T-post, back out here. You probably can't see it, but there's the post. Solar panels. Go back, check out, I did a video on my solar panels, check that out, to that T-post, and then over to the T-post in the corner. And so that's kind of the plan. So what I want to do though, and I'll explain this to you, is, and I'll show it probably in the next video, when I get to, I'm all kind of jacked up here, when I get to this T-post here, right, and I have the wire going to this next T-post, where the hell is it at? Over there. I'll be able to use a clamp, and I'll show you those in the next video, that will hold these tomatoes up and let them grow vertically. These ones are still pretty big, but it's kind of more setting this up for next spring. I'm not sure I'm going to have more planting for the winter here other than garlic. I'm definitely going to have some garlic that I'll plant. And I think all I'm going to do is just buy some from the store, buy a couple of heads, bulbs from the store, break them open, and plant each one of the cloves. So I'll probably do a couple of those. That way I got a bunch of garden, but that's not going to be until, you don't plant those till like October here in Virginia, Southeast Virginia. That way they run all the way through the winter time. They have time to grow and stuff like that. And then in the spring they'll start coming up, and you'll have new garlics. So that's kind of the plan with the garlic. And now I'm just waiting for the winter, or at least this late summer plant, to start going. And see if I can get in here. We got one cucumber going. I don't know if you can see that. One cucumber here. One cucumber here. These are the ones that I just planted in June. I planted them from seed, and then I finally moved them out in the middle of July into the raised bed. So that one's been going for a little over a month now. It's doing really well. These ones here are the cucumbers that I planted from seed, and they're doing okay. I've been getting some, and I think I picked them all out, but I get these little yellow balls in here, and I think they are like moth eggs or caterpillar eggs. So I've been picking those out. I don't know what they are. I haven't seen them, but I've seen a couple that are like wrinkled and broken open. So I'm assuming that they're eggs. So I've been going around picking all the moth eggs or the caterpillar eggs out. And I know this lighting is bad. I don't know what's going on with it and why it doesn't adjust, but there we go. So I picked those out. So what I did is I just moved my marigolds over, because if you go back to the companion planting videos, or if you've looked up companion plantings, marigolds are good for just about every damn thing to keep a lot of pests away. So I've been getting the moth eggs, the caterpillar eggs over in that raised bed. Move the marigolds over, so hopefully that'll stop. You don't want the caterpillars and moths and stuff like that laying the eggs, and they'll destroy your damn plant overnight. So, all right, that's what we got for today. I appreciate you watching. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing, but hope you and everybody around you in your circles are safe, healthy, and happy. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Hope you have a great week. Make a great week. Yeah, we'll see you on the next video. Take care of each other.